I think it's time to get started. I thank you all for being here, and at this time, we'll have the prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and led by Commissioner Morgan.
Let us pray. Most Heavenly Father, as always, we give you thanks for the blessings that you have given us in this life. Although we confess to you that we have not always done those things we should have done, and we have done those things that we should not have done. And we ask your forgiveness for those. We ask that you would be with us as we conduct our business today, that we may do the things best for Cabell County as we go forward, all of which we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to call the meeting of the Campbell County Commission to order, and we'll move right along with item number 1, which is to approve the regular commission agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? No. Motion carries. Next item is erroneous assessments, land consolidation, split tickets, probate documentation, county clerk's probate office.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item, purchase orders, 2198-724 through 2198-935, and pay jackets. Monthly payments to Fifth Third for fuel card purchases. ACH drafts for weekly claims experience administration cost Highmark. Handwritten check to Unum, $6,841.09. And handwritten check to Guardian for $19,711.96.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item deals with citizens registered to speak. I don't know if we have anyone. Beth will check that out. No? If there is anyone here that would like to speak on any topic that's not on our agenda, we'd be happy to hear you at this time. Okay, if not, then we'll move on, and the next item is notice of award of bid agreement for roof replacement at the Voters Storage Warehouse on 8th Avenue. And we opened those bids at the last meeting, and you all took them under advisement to make sure that they met the,
Yes.
Beth?
And Chad,
Yeah, we looked over, made sure they were all qualified, and our team with us was also qualified to do so.
Okay. The award would go to Par Roofing Company.
and the proposals in here was $25,900.
You want a motion on that? Or?
Yes, sir.
So move.
Motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded. Is there any discussion on the roofing replacement? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
no. Motion carries. The next item is a petition of Fonda Genovese for removal of Sandra L. Cartmill as executrix in the estate of Rebecca Jane Huffman. Mr. Watson.
I've heard from Mr. Tyson who filed that, and apparently Paula Harbor has been hired by the estate, and so he asked that it be removed from the agenda.
Okay.
What reason?
Hmm.
For what reason?
That she now is going to help the
Okay.
executrix do all the work, so he agreed to take it off the agenda.
Okay.
He's the one who filed it.
All right. We need a motion to do that.
So move.
Second.
The motion's been made to remove this from the agenda. It has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. Motion carries. We'll move on to a petition for removal of the executrix in the estate of Ivan Eugene Short. Mr. Watson.
Mr. Vital is representing the estate, and his petition, he's seeking several things for the removal of the executrix amongst other things, so you can go ahead.
I filed a petition to remove the executrix. I hope you all had a chance to read it. And I think it's self-explanatory. It's kind of a convoluted series of events and facts. And I would ask the commission to refer this to a fiduciary supervisor for an evidentiary hearing.
I have reviewed the petition, and I do think it's the appropriate thing to send it to a fiduciary commissioner and let them make a recommendation to the commission.
All right,
We'll need a motion to that effect.
yep.
So moved.
Motion's been made to refer this to the fiduciary commissioner.
Second.
Has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
I am the executive of this estate, and there are several things that are not off.
Well, that's what you'll find out when you meet with the fiduciary commissioner. He'll go through the whole thing and you all have an opportunity to discuss that.
All right,
And then he'll come back to us with whatever his recommendation is.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
And who would that be?
It'll either be Steve or Paul Beiser, just
And Paul
whichever.
has the estate now, so.
Well,
Mr. Bowser does not have the estate, there was an amendment made to the estate, and Mr. Bowser sent it back over to probate.
okay, well, whoever,
So,
it'll be one or the other.
That'd be fine.
Thank
all.
you. And thank you all for being here. Mm-mm. We need a motion, actually. Or did you do that?
You know, seconded.
Okay.
I did.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, now we have a presentation by Cam Wilson, who's with Election Systems and Software. Cam, we'll let you do your thing.
Thanks for having us today. Michael's gonna set this thing up real quick. We won't take much of your time. So, it's been a couple years since I've been here, and I hope you guys are satisfied, or more than satisfied with the voting system that you have. We've been in the state for 20 years. We're partnered with Casco and Harris, and we're very excited to be here today. So, what we're here to talk about, the state has a grant available to the counties again to upgrade voting systems, very similar to the one you guys applied for your tabulation equipment. This is what I think everybody's identified as potentially the last opportunity to get up to speed with modern technology. And what we're gonna show you guys today is our new electronic poll book. We've got this in Nashville, state of Delaware, Dallas, several counties in the state. And the way I understand the grant to be, it's an 85-15 split. So we're not here today to ask for an order. We're just here to show you the product quickly, hope that you like it, and then give Phyllis the go-ahead to at least apply for funds, which you are not obligated to take on. You just see what you get, and then if you get it and you're interested in moving forward, then we can go down that road. So a couple highlights about the product. This is what we call custom box. So we used a Microsoft Surface tablet with a Windows LTSC enterprise license, which has Windows patches for security up through 2028. Unlike anything else you'll see in the industry for electronic poll books. It's very simple for poll workers. It comes in a case, they pull it out, they plug it in, and they turn it on, okay? They'll log in, and what this has the ability to do is capture the entire voter registration database. It gives you the ability, if you have multiple precincts in one location, you can check people in at one station, direct them to the voting machine, and it's just gonna make things a lot simpler than flipping through the book. You can look them up by their first name, their last name, their ID. There's lots of options with a speedy process. The big ticket today, I think that's the most important component for the system you guys have is this little activation card printer. Monongalia County uses it, Harrison County, Wood County are moving to it. And what this does with your express vote system is when a voter comes in and they're issued a card, which you guys are familiar with now, this actually will put a little stamp on top of the card that tells the express vote what ballot style that voter gets. So essentially, it's gonna take the poll worker intervention and the human error out of ensuring that voters get the right ballot style, okay? So Michael's gonna log in here. You saw that was about 2 minutes of setup. Just type in a password in. You can have this set up for early voting, for election day. Let's see. So the poll worker is gonna be on this screen all day, okay? You see it's got built-in barcode scanning. They go to search voter, they enter the voter. You wanna go ahead and do that?
Sure.
I think I'm in here.
Here we can do it yours. And what we generally tell people to do is first three of the last name, first three of the first name to be able to find the voter. And so I see an entry here.
So at this point,
Selected.
you confirm that their information's correct, okay? This comes directly from SVRS, okay? If that's accurate, then you're gonna go ahead and issue a ballot. I'm gonna sign as the voter. When I'm done, it's gonna verify my signature with a signature on file, okay? If we're good, you'll accept that. We're gonna issue the activation card, okay? And at this point, I can go to any voting machine in that polling location. Whether you've got 3, whether you've got 10, I can go to any machine, put that ballot in, and it's gonna guarantee that I get the right ballots out, okay? So it's just a next level to what you guys have. It's an addition to the system. We're very excited about it. This is our next, 10-year product. And, yeah, any questions?
The voter signs on the screen.
Yes, sir. Yep.
If it's, does it have to be turned around again?
It does, so this rotates around for the,
Okay.
for the voter. Yes, sir. Yep. This is extremely durable, that's why we call it custom COTS. I think you've seen a lot of tablets out in the industry now, and they have a 2 to 3 year sort of shelf life. And what we've done is we've, entered into an agreement with Windows to have support for this hardware that we have, but we've basically encapsulated it in this, big stand so that it's super durable. It's light, it's easy to maneuver, you've got built-in USB ports, you've got 2 tiers of redundancy, it's got internal storage, and you can put a micro SD in it. And then the beauty on the back end, when they go to upload voter history, they can just pull that from this rather than going through poll books and spending hours, scanning voter history. So, it's one way to go. We've got counties that use it just for early voting. We have counties that use it for everything. From the grant application, I think you guys would be looking at something like $45,000 out of pocket for the purchase for everything for the county. And we would obviously work with you on that, on how you want to, pay and when you want to pay and all that stuff.
That's in addition to the HAVA grant.
That's an addition, yes, ma'am.
Do the machines ever go down at the polling places?
Good question.
I would say that with any technology, you will have things that you have to address, but I would say from a stability standpoint, it's been incredibly stable. It's not anything that's created mass chaos out in the polls or, yeah, we've had a lot of success with it. We've run several elections in Nashville, Dallas, we implemented them in 3 months, they had a great election. It's a new product, there's not a ton of data on it. There's about 10 counties in the state that are using it, will use it in November. And then we've got, I'd say probably 5 or 6 on the previous generation, which we ran with for 15 years.
So in those instances, what happens if that goes down and you have voters there to vote and there's no poll books there, what do you do?
You'll generally never just want to have one in a precinct. You'll always have a redundancy of having 2 machines. And then the county clerk's office can always call into election systems and software support, because sometimes it's something simple, like, hey, did you guys make sure it's plugged in? The cord could have gotten kicked loose, something like that. But no, I generally haven't heard the machines completely failing on such a catastrophic level. No, it's usually small things that can be addressed with a phone call.
What about software updates?
Yep, so you license the software from us, which is, it's about $100 a unit after the warranty period, and you get, frequent updates with that, and it's just like our electionware software that you guys would license. Every state we've got to customize, for that state and build things out, and we're constantly improving it. So that is something, there will be a license with it after the warranty.
Okay.
Yep.
The yearly renewal type thing.
Yep.
It's $100 per unit. About how many units would?
You're looking
have
at
that?
140.
So
Maybe
that's,
something that's in line,
Yes, sir. Yep.
or that's we want one at a time.
No, you don't. Yes, sir. Yep.
that's the first place they've ever go. If I go into a poll,
Yes, sir.
that's the first place I go.
That's right. Yep.
So whoever's operating that,
Excuse me.
whoever is operating that can speed things along by knowing what they're doing
Absolutely.
or
Yep.
create a choke point.
That's right. This is incredibly user-friendly. We worked with a company that, you know, outside of our depth is specializes in where people naturally would move their hand when they're working on touchscreens. So all of the buttons are intentionally designed for where people will naturally move as they go through the workflow, which is pretty cool. Some of the things they showed me I didn't believe, and then as soon as my hand got here, they're like, yeah, that's where we thought it would be, right? So,
My signature on that machine is not gonna look like my signature that I sign on a piece of paper.
it's not gonna be like a wet signature completely, but I will tell you, the signature capture on this is incredible. It is very,
Yes,
very
but
good.
you can't write with your finger on that and make it look like you do when you take a pen and write it on a piece of paper.
Will you try for me?
No, but it's
Okay.
not gonna, it's
You're
not,
right,
I
you're
know
right.
that.
You're right, it's never like in all industries, you know, that are going to an electronic signature.
Mhm.
It's not the same as the wet signature, but, we know that it's enough, from a verification standpoint, that the signature on file, it's enough for that poll worker to verify that that's who they say they are. And that's something that we've seen, universal, that it's not been an issue.
Does Vanna White come with it when we get it the next time?
Absolutely.
Straightened out?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Does it have battery backup?
It does, yes, ma'am. Yep. This is, it'll be between 8 and 10 hours battery backup. The tablet's actually powering, it's not powering the printer, but it's powering, you know, the USB ports and, you know, this, it's pretty robust.
What barcode would it be reading?
The one on your driver's license. Yep.
What if somebody doesn't have a driver's license?
They would just look them up, search them, by date of birth, last name, first name, whatever you guys use to verify, the voter, the same. Yes, ma'am.
So if I have a driver's license, hand it to them or stick it under there myself, it brings up all the information, all I gotta do is sign it
That's
and
right.
get validated and go vote.
That's right.
No flipping through pages.
Nope.
I'm not sure the county clerk's office ever really gets an off year on elections, but.
This
all
one's
the
been a
other-
horrible year.
all the other elections.
And it's not over.
But if there was an off year, you know, or that we wouldn't have to update anything, is there a cost anyway, or?
There typically is, we're updating all the time, but, that's something that I can work with you on. I mean, if that's, you know, if we get to a version that you guys are comfortable with, and you wanna stop that licensing at that point, we can look into doing something like that, or flipping, you know, some reduced policy license or something, yeah.
Okay, are there any more questions while we have them here?
Did you have anything?
Okay, then we appreciate
Thanks
you
so much
coming.
for having us.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is application resolution in the matter of authorizing the president of the commission to submit a grant application to the West Virginia Division of Justice and Community Service for fiscal year 2020, Justice Assistance Grant Funding in the amount of $75,000.
Sounds good to me, so moved.
Don't turn away any money.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
That's our annual JAG grant for the drug dealer.
All right, we get that every year.
Well, we applied, last year I applied for 75, and got 15, but.
Yeah, no guarantees you're gonna get the whole amount.
That's what it's for.
Thank you. Next, we have a letter, resolution, and grant application, West Virginia Secretary of State HAVA grant application for $303,580,
That's for those,
if we choose to do that.
if you choose to do that, but they're giving the money out on the 31st, that's why
Okay,
I hurried up, I didn't know what you.
huh?
15% match.
Yeah, he said that'd be about $45,000.
So moved.
Motion's been made,
Second.
it's been seconded, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no, motion carries.
If we get the grant, we can decide. If we don't get the grant, we can decide.
Yeah. But if we don't
Fix
get,
it.
Yeah,
We have to do this to even try to get. the
yeah.
grant.
yeah.
I think the last part would be the, if you don't get it, you're sure not gonna
No, sure not going
I don't know.
pay $350,000.
Have you all heard anything from the other counties who have done this? Good or bad? Have you heard any feedback from counties?
Some of the counties love them.
Marion County used for the first time in the last election, and they loved them. The workers loved them. They're looking to actually add on another 100 units so that they can use for election day. So, there's about 10 counties that will end up with the new product, for this grant period. And, we've had a lot of success with it.
Now, I also understand that there would be 140 machines, and it would cost us $100 a year for each machine for a license.
Yeah.
That's a chunk of money too, every year.
You got to pay your voting machines, you got to pay on top of those too, so now you got two different subsidies.
But that older paper is either $7,000 or $9,000.
Whoa.
That's why I was amazed. I just saw that bill and I thought, oh, thank goodness.
Did you deliver those machines for the November election?
We could. I think, that's something that Phyllis and I would have to work on. This year's not been a normal year. I think everybody knows that. We're not quite sure. Every week something changes. I don't know how the absentee numbers will continue to increase, what will be inflicted on them. So the answer is yes, but by all means, I wouldn't want to implement something in the midst of chaos that's not going to be a positive thing for us or you. So, we could do something where maybe early voting or something like that, that would be, but yeah, whatever you guys want, we'll work with.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is reclassification of Caitlin Berger as a full-time EMT.
Move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have the Cabell County Sheriff's Settlement for July 1, 2019 through June 30th, 2020.
That means we want something. So moved.
We did better than we did last year, so collections were up a little bit.
Okay, that's always a good thing. The motion's been made,
Second.
has been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is the Sheriff's Commission, which is $15,000.
He's a
That's
pretty
the
good
good part.
guy.
That's the good part.
That's the good part.
It's better than that joke money than.
That's for sure.
So moved.
The
Second.
motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have a letter from Jeff Hood, interest-bearing account, $15,655.93. You want to explain that, Beth?
The circuit clerk's office reports every year how much they have in their account where they collect money for fees and that's the amount in
Okay.
That's the interest earned on $1,144,000.
Yeah, that's the interest-bearing account.
So moved.
Motion's been made,
Second.
been seconded. Is there
Second.
any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have a resolution, consideration of an inducement resolution for the Cabell County Building Commission lease revenue bonds, Series 2020, in an amount not to exceed $4,650,000 in principal amount to finance the design, construction, and equipping of the new Barbersville Branch Library.
Mr. Stumpf is here.
Yes, he is.
Good morning, Commissioners. As the title says, this is simply an inducement resolution to authorize the building commission to move forward with the financing for the Talbot County Library in Barboursville. The only thing I will point out on the typographical error on the inducement resolution is my fault. At the bottom of the first page, it says $4,750,000. That should be $4,650,000, as is reflected on the next page. I have copies of it that are so amended to leave with that.
Okay.
So there's no extra $100,000 for the council.
No, sir.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? Judy, did you have anything you wanted to say? Okay.
Hey, John?
Yes, sir.
We've had an inquiry about, this is gonna be handled by the building commission as opposed to the county commission per se. Would you explain a little bit to the commission why we go through the building commission as opposed to the county commission?
It's a good question, Bill. And basically, the issue is simply the provisions in the statute, they're different statutes. So the building commission statute's 833, it specifically mentions educational facilities and library. Whereas the industrial development bond statute, which through the county commission, mentions educational facilities, but doesn't specifically mention libraries. So that's why. I mean, we feel like you could do it either way, but it's cleaner with that clear statutory authorization.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Judy, you can move forward. All right, the next item is a resolution, Campbell County Commission, State Budget Revision Number 1.
This is the first revision in this fiscal year, but it's actually the carryover revision. And I was just on the phone with Paul Rennick this morning, the accountant for the county clerk's office. He had provided the carryover letter yesterday, but he had to do a little revision that this is the actual number. So we'll have the actual letter on the next meeting, next agenda, but the amount of the revision for the carryover is $344,140.
How much?
$344,140.
Okay.
So moved.
Motion's been made.
Second.
It's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item, we need to go into executive session to discuss pending West Virginia core claims, which is our insurance claims. And we need a motion to do so.
So moved.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay. The County Commission is back in regular session after an executive session, and there was no action taken in the executive session. So we'll move on to place on record, and we have nothing to replace on record today.
First and nothing.
How about that? Commissioners' representation reports. And for the good and welfare of Cabell County, is there anyone that would like to say anything? If not, then the meeting is adjourned after we sign the necessary paperwork.